Welcome to the Odds Breakers, number one place for shared, sharp betting information.
Welcome to the Odds Breakers, paying odds NASCAR style, an oval experience. I'm your host, Paul Napier, and you can tweet me at NASCAR Style Odds. This episode is being sponsored by 5dimes.eu. For a reduced juice bonus, please visit www.theoddsbreakers.com/5dimes and click on the banner to get better lines than the average sports books. This is episode 1 of the Oval Experience. Each week, we will go into track facts, history, trends, and what to look for before placing bets. This week, we head to Darlington, South Carolina for the Bojangles Southern 500 that will take place Sunday, September 1st. This egg-shaped oval is unlike any other track in the Monster Energy Cup Series. It is an extremely fast 1.366-mile oval that is narrow and will punish drivers if they get out of the groove and jump the cushion. When a driver slaps the wall at the track too tough to tame, they end up with a Darlington stripe. That is where the right side of the car scrapes the wall and places a black stripe down the side of it. Today, these cars can take a lot more Darlington stripes and abuse because of the way they are built. NASCAR is now mandating more and more composite body pieces. This not only cuts down on the gray areas in which teams can maneuver outside the box for an advantage, just ask Jimmy Johnson and Chad Knaus, but also will cut down on race damage. Race teams in the 70s and 80s would use foam, pour concrete in the rails, and place 2x4s in the side rails of the cars to brace them for impacts with the walls. In today's NASCAR, that will just slow you down. The first race at Darlington Speedway was Labor Day in 1950. In its almost 70 years history, this race has usually been run around the Labor Day weekend. Darlington nearly lost the Southern 500 in the early 2000s. Then, in 2008, Darlington received a $10 million upgrade. This was the largest investment in the track's history. This followed a $6 million upgrade in 2009, which included an entire repave of the oval for the first time since 1995. And in 2014, Darlington swapped dates with Kansas and was run in April. And in 2015, the Southern 500 returned to its traditional Labor Day weekend date. In 2016, the Darlington Speedway was able to begin their throwback race weekends. Drivers and teams will roll out classic paint schemes from lost eras. You will see bad hair, bad mustaches, and poorly dressed people. And don't get me started on the fans. Trends to this race: of the last 4 Darlington races, no driver who has started in the top 5 has won. 8 of the last 10 have started outside the top 5, and 4 of the last 10 winners have started outside the top 10. This means you can't put a lot of emphasis on qualifying for this race. This race is about long runs and the driver who manages the tire fall off. These drivers will slow down some 3 to 4 seconds a lap from the beginning to an end of a run. Of course, I will be making my picks before the line moves and qualifying is set the starting order. However, if you can wait and look at practice speeds. This is key to seeing how drivers have done in practice, especially on the 10 and 15 lap averages. Just because a driver goes fast for one lap does not equal into a good overall speed. There are 2 scheduled practices on Friday at 2 and 4 p.m. respective and for 55 minutes each. That second practice is the one I would pay attention to as far as average speeds, since this will closely simulate racing conditions. Another trend, and this is in general, the Toyotas are dominating the series right now. 3 of the top 5 at Bristol were Toyotas, including the winner. 2 of the top 5 at Michigan were Toyotas, and 3 of the top 5 at the Glen were Toyotas. NASCAR has a gap between Toyota, Ford, and Chevy. Let's get into a little track facts. Since the year 2000, there are only 6 current drivers at the Lady in Black with wins. Johnson 3, Hamlin 2, Keselowski, Harvick, Truex, and Kurt Busch each have 1. In the last 10 Darlington races have been dominated by 3 drivers in the laps led category. Harvick with 567, Larson with 456, and Kyle Busch with 428. However, they only have 1 combined win. So, the key to victory is not where you start. It's not how many laps you lead. Well, what is it? It's pretty simple. It's the driver who can run multiple grooves while staying off the wall and off of other cars. It's the driver that can manage their tires. In the head-to-head matchup between Denny Hamlin minus 110 and Kyle Larson minus 120, Larson has been dominating at this track via the laps led category over the last 2 races. Hamlin has 1 top 5 and 2 top 10s at the same time during that time. Hamlin, in a Toyota, has been badass fast all summer. Larson has struggled to stay off the wall at Darlington. And for those reasons, I am taking Hamlin in a 30-unit wager to win this week. Hey, for more free picks, visit www.theoddsbreakers.com and click the link for this week's race. If you like what you heard, shoot me a message on Twitter at NASCAR Style Odds. Hey, even if you don't like it, let me know what I can improve on. Constructive feedback is welcome. Thank you for subscribing, downloading, and listening to Paying Odds NASCAR Style. Until next week, keep researching, keep winning, and have fun.